Some Tulsa children with attention deficit hyperactive disorder are receiving a new drug-free treatment approach from Dr. Nick Bagnaro at Health and Stability Spinal Care. And Dr. Bagnaro joins us this morning to explain his research and its possibilities. Thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thanks for having me.
And you are a chiropractor, but also an upper cervical doctor. Tell us more about what that is.
Well, upper cervical refers to the upper part of the neck. And so how we help our patients is by making a very gentle and precise correction to the head and neck. And we do that to remove pressure off of the brainstem, the spinal cord, and the blood vessels that go up to the brain. And so once that pressure is removed, then the body begins to heal itself. It starts to function properly, and if the patient has pain, then it'll begin to go away.
Now, you have a specialty with working with children with ADHD. Can you tell us a little bit about that approach
Sure.
you take with the kids?
Yeah, we've developed a medication-free approach. We call it the Brain Rejuvenation Program. It's used to treat patients with ADHD, memory problems and dementia, learning disorders, and functional brain problems. What we do is we begin with an evaluation where we use functional testing, physical testing, neurological tests, and even software to test to evaluate the patients. If they're good candidates for treatment, then we start with a kind of a broad-based approach. We change their diet, we use supplements and nutrients, we address areas of toxicity with the patient. We also do the upper cervical correction, of course, help the brain start to heal. And we also used a home-based brain therapy program where it begins to stimulate parts of the brain that aren't working. And we do all this because ADHD is not just a behavioral problem, it's a functional brain problem. And so by improving the function of the brain, we're not just treating the symptoms as you would with medication, but we're actually addressing the cause of the problem.
And you've had a tremendous amount of success with this. In fact, you've had some works published in a national research journal. You've worked with a boy in Tulsa. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Sure. 11-year-old boy was brought to us who his parents didn't like the side effects of the ADHD medications. They said, in their words, it was turning him into a zombie. And so we began treating him, and within 2 weeks he started to improve. After 6 months, 90% of his symptoms had resolved. He had gone from all C's and D's to A's and B's, and his behavior at home was much better.
So the kids are very accepting of this. I mean, they go into the doctor. I mean, you know, a lot of kids don't like to go to the doctor, but they see you're a friendly guy, and they,
it's what we do is gentle, nothing hurts. They're very easy to work with.
Right, and you have a personal element to this story, as your daughter has ADHD. Correct?
That's correct. Yeah, my daughter, although we treat children and adults, my daughter, after a fall, developed ADHD at 4 years old. We began treating her. We've resolved it for her as well. And so since we've seen this up close and personal, it's one of the reasons why we're so passionate about helping resolve it for other people as well.
Great. Thank you so much for coming in this morning to share the successes with the kids.
Thanks for your time.
Appreciate that. Let's take a look at the full screen if we can. As a Health and Stability Spinal Care, 10020 South Mingo Road. There's a look at the number, and there's a look at the website.